Okay, so I'm going to go over the next steps in the accounting cycle after you've calculated your adjustments, except for you haven't calculated the federal income tax adjustment yet. You can't do that yet until after you calculate how much you made or lost, right? You don't know how much taxes you owe until you find out how much you made or lost. Same thing for your personal taxes. If you prepay in taxes to the government, at the end of the year, you calculate how much you paid in, how much you owe, and then if you paid in more than what you owe, then you get a tax return. If you paid in less than what you owe, then you owe money. Okay, but first you have to find out how much you made as a business. Okay, so you have to post all of these adjusting entries. Okay, so I'm not going to go through posting with you. I feel like we've gone through that, but I do want to show you what those accounts look like here. Just a reminder, don't forget to put your post refs in there after you post. It's a common mistake. So some of these accounts, your assets accounts, did not change. So your inventory after adjustment is how much you have left, how much your physical inventory was. Same thing for your supplies. After you took some out, this is how much you physically have left in supplies. Same thing for store. It said you had $640 left physically in store supplies. Insurance, you have how much you have left. Notice your notes receivable hasn't changed. You haven't changed your notes receivable, but you did earn some interest from that note. So here's interest receivable. You haven't received it yet, but you will when it's due, hopefully. Notice that your office equipment balance has not changed, but after you do this transaction, your accumulated depreciation for office equipment, you're adding to that depreciation, okay, because you had more depreciation of that asset. So remember, this is a contra account to office equipment. So if I asked you what the book value of office equipment is, you would take the balance of the asset, subtract its contra account accumulated depreciation. That would tell you how much the book value is right now of your office equipment. Same thing with store. If I asked you what the book value of store was, store equipment, you would take the value of the asset, what it's showing as the value, and subtract the accumulated depreciation for store equipment, and that would show you how much it's technically worth. Accounts payables didn't change. These all did not change here. Okay, so once you post all those accounts, then what you do is an adjusted trial balance. This is after your adjustments other than federal income tax, okay? So what you'll do is prepare the heading except for federal income tax expense, because you want to know how much did you make before you calculate how much you actually owe for federal income tax. So remember, the first line of every heading is so the first line is the company name, remember. Second line is the name of the financial statement. Third line is just the date, because remember that some financial statements just the date, especially ones that like the balance sheet, and ones that change, like they could change daily, like tomorrow cash could change and all of that. Okay, so what you're to do is to take the balance of all of these accounts and list them with their balance. So let me show you how to get started on this. So the balance of allowance for office for uncollectible accounts is $3,463.67. So you'll put that. and then you'll go to the next one. Actually, it was 67, but you get the idea. So list your balance in all these accounts except for when you get to federal income tax expense. You're not going to include that in to the final trial balance. So this is going to be say total. Okay, so you'll regrade this step here. Okay, so you'll just put the totals in there. Okay, this will say totals, just so you know. So again, you'll do an adjusted trial balance before you calculate your federal income tax. Okay, so this, okay, so now down here, it says to total of income statement credit accounts. So let's look at your income statement accounts. Income statement is revenue minus expenses, right? So balance sheet is assets, liabilities, and equity, right? So, and you calculate the dividends out of that, right? So from on a income statement, we're going to go income summary on down for income statement. So it wants to know the income statement credit accounts. Okay. So we're going to add those up. And then sales is 532,371.75 plus purchases discount 9214 is the income statement credit account. So plus we're going to add 1495 back. So plus I'm not doing a good job here. Okay. I'm not sure I even have this right now. I'm going to pause this and add up all the, I'm going to add up all the income statement credit amounts, okay? Start with the income summary on down. Okay, so now I added up all the income statement credit accounts. Now you add up all the income statement debit accounts, which again, assets and liabilities, all of these go on an equity. These are the equity accounts. And dividends will go on the balance sheet. So income summary on down goes on income statement. So I'm going to add up all the debits here, including the expenses, except for I'm not going to add in their federal income tax expense because we're trying to calculate our federal income tax and how much we owe based on our net income. So we're not going to include that yet. We've prepaid in 32 grand. Okay, so this is our revenue accounts or our credits, income statement credit. These are our debits. So we're going to subtract those two to find out how much we made before federal income tax. Okay, because our expenses were less than our revenue, we have a net income. So the net income before federal income tax I have is 141,587.69. Okay, so minus of the amount over equals net income to marginal tax rate. Okay, so okay, so this is in chapter 15 in section 4. Let's see if I can tell you what page it is here. Well, this is our taxable bracket. It's under 15 for calculating federal income tax. Okay. So if they made, this is how much they made, I hope, I didn't double check it yet, but this is how much they made was 141,587. A tax bracket is like a increasing level of tax bracket. If they made over zero, I hope, but not over 50,000, the tax is 15%. So the first bracket is so we're going to subtract 50,000 because this is the first bracket. Um, okay, so first of all, let's kind of back up a little bit. This is their net income. So you want to look at which tax bracket that they fit into. They're over $100,000, but not over 335,000, right? That's their net income. Okay, so they're, you need to find out how much they're over the $100,000, right? Which is 141,587.69 minus 100,000 is 41,587.69. Okay, and that is the marginal tax rate is so then you're going to take the rate of 39%, okay, and take that times 39%. Okay, so we're going to take 41,587.69 times 39%, and that is 16,219.20. Okay, and then so the bracket income tax. So the bracket income tax here is also 22,250. So we're going to take 22,250 plus what our marginal tax that we calculated, which is 16,219.20. Equals our federal income tax. We're going to add the 22,250 to that. So we have 38,469.20. As the federal income tax. Okay, so first of all, we found the federal income tax, or then our net income based on our income statement credit minus income statement debit. And then we found our tax bracket. We were in the anywhere, you know, the maximum in that bracket was $100,000, so we were 41,000 over that. That's how much in that bracket that was subjected to the marginal tax rate. This was 39%. And so the marginal income tax was 16,219, which was this times 39%. And the formula was 22,250 plus what we calculated here, and that is our total federal income tax. Okay, so this is how much we owe, but we've already paid in some. So you want to look at what the federal income tax expense was here, the balance. So we already paid in 32,000 of it. We prepaid it in.